nice. That's what it's
And they
supposed
were
to be.
trying to lump things together without those permissions.
Yeah.
I guess.
Good evening and welcome to the Thursday, August 8th, 2019 meeting of the Conservation Commission. We'll rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Sue, roll call.
Certainly. Patrick Reynolds.
Present.
Chris Blackstone.
Present.
Melissa Sharples.
Present.
Sam Kenny.
Present.
Casey Dick.
Present.
Sarah Finch.
Present.
All right. Did everyone get a chance? Well, we don't have any members of the public here tonight, so I'll just go on to the next item here. Nor do we have any pending permits in front of us. Did everyone get a chance to review the minutes from the July meeting? Is there any questions or edits? Okay, I'll make a motion to approve those minutes.
I'll second.
All in favor?
I was not here.
Okay, so we actually have a report, treasurer's report. I passed some copies around. Does anyone have any questions about any of the disbursements? I think you'll see we paid for our survey of the Dearborn property is on there. I think that's the big item as far as expenses go. And I don't have the copy of it in front of me, but I saw it. It's on there. If you guys have any questions, I didn't see anything else on there that was a large disbursement for anything that I recall us approving. Okay. Any questions or comments or any concerns about anything on the financials? Okay. I believe the current balance is it 317,000 and what is the whole number? You want to read it out just for the record so we can.
At the top?
Yeah, well, it should be on the there
Yeah,
on that page.
317,640.03.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Town council.
Not too much to report. Summer we meet once per month, but the only thing that comes up that pertains to the commission would be that we just recently found out the NCDC has offered a grant to the town in the amount of $10,000 to look at potentially building a bridge that would connect downtown to Heron Point. And that's just very initial, but one of the goals that popped up the past 2 years was kind of just waterfront improvement and then the work that needs to be done at Shanda Park. So again, this is just the baby steps to just see what's a possibility, what can be there, but NCDC's got a whole bunch of other things going on, and they decided to just get this grant out just to see what's possible as a idea for probably years down the road, but still.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Considering what we've got on the agenda later on, it
Yeah.
may be appropriate. Okay. All right. Good.
Get to drawbridge.
Yeah. Planning board. Anything?
Nothing to report for the planning board. Our meeting's on Tuesday of next week.
Okay. All right. So I sent out an email to Steve Miller and Kirsten Howard regarding the living shoreline. So Steve Miller is over at, I want to say this right, it's in Stratham.
Great Bay,
Great Bay.
NRCC.
Yes, thank you,
Hugh
Chris.
Gregg Environmental Center is
Yeah,
the other name.
yeah, that, and so he is one of the people, and Kirsten Howard is the other, who have been working across not just New Hampshire on living shorelines, but they've been working across New England on living shorelines. So they bring a lot of expertise to this. So after reaching out to them, they were very excited to help us, and they agreed to come and meet us, and you have to kind of do it on their working hours, so I agreed to do it. So it's Thursday, August 21st at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. They're going to come down and take a look at Chanda Park, and some people from the Energy and Environment Committee have also been invited to participate, since Jessica, is that right?
Yes.
I forget Jessica's last name, from the Energy and Environment Committee, was someone who brought this to us as an issue, as a possible solution for Chanda Park. So I invited them, and Tony Weinstein is their town council rep, so she said she would also attend. But I will post that. That will be a public thing. If anyone from the public wants to come, they're welcome to come, since we'll have a quorum if people show up. But yeah, I'll go ahead and send that to Wendy. So
Can you clarify, is it Wednesday the 21st or Thursday the 22nd?
It must be. I think it's Thursday the 22nd.
Okay.
Let me just. I thought Thursday was a. Let me just pull that. 8:21. Yeah, at 1 p.m. at Chanda Park.
Okay, so Wednesday at 1 p.m.
Wednesday. Sorry.
Okay, that's fine.
Yep.
Wednesday, 8/21.
Yep. And it's really just a preliminary thing to look at the site, talk a little bit about, what we would, what are some of the advantages, and just get more information from them. So that was one item. So that's exciting that's moving forward. I did want to let people know that on Monday, at least that was the scheduled date, they were supposed to start working, and I'm assuming it's happening, but I haven't gone out there to actually look at the Bay Road Culvert project at Lubberman Creek. That's right near the Nature Conservancy property. They're starting that basically, so that's exciting that they're getting that underway. And the other group that reached out to me, we were talking about college interns earlier, and this is a college intern. I had someone reach out to me from, I want to make sure and credit the organization, from the Great Bay Piscataqua Waterkeeper. And what they are working on are non-point, pesticide and fertilizer stuff that ends up in the Great Bay, primarily because of it being applied on lands. That's kind of what they're looking at. And what they would like to do is offer a public session that we could have, public meeting, where they could present information about it. And so my suggestion would be that I could talk to the town about using this space downstairs, and we could just have it as a public meeting. People could come and learn more about it, and because they've been doing a lot of research, and they've been reaching out to communities in the Great Bay. I think they reached out to you a little bit, Melissa, on the, no? Okay.
No, but I think that would be very well received, because there has been quite a bit of chatter in town online about pesticides, and
Yeah.
actually what the town is doing about it, so.
Yeah, and I think what their focus obviously is what happens, like you apply those things to gardens, lawns, sidewalks, and then a rainstorm comes like the one we had earlier this week, what happens to it, especially for us where we are right here on the river and on the bay, that's really, I think, what their focus is. So again, it's informational thing to get the word out so people can learn more about it, ask questions. Their intern, like many interns, is only here during summer months, so I know August is probably not the most popular time to do things like this because a lot of people are out on vacation, but I thought we could look at a date, we could offer it, and see who shows up.
Making
There-
sure Tim is there, that will cover the people who are on
Well,
vacation.
that's what
so-
I said to them. I would ask if we could get coverage from somebody in Tim's
Yeah.
group, then that we could at least say it would get replayed, so
Yeah.
people could watch it. Any questions or thoughts about that?
Sounds wonderful.
All right. Moving along. Photo contest.
The update on the photo event is that we had the tour planned for July 20th, which happened to be the hottest day on record for however many years, so we canceled it. And talked about rescheduling it for some time, like a weekend in September when it cools off, so, I think that's what we'll do. I'll reach back out to the rec center, to Amy at the rec center, and see if we can reserve the van and, drum up some interest. I've been speaking with people, just this week, and they said that they were disappointed. They,
Mhm.
people had been interested in going, so that's exciting.
Well, I think September sounds great too. So that
Yeah.
could be a lot
It
of
would
fun.
give us a good chance to have some other photos too, besides the kind that we're having rolling in right
Yep,
now.
yep, definitely with, grass is starting to change
Yeah.
color and things like that, so.
Just as an informational thing, because my wife showed it to me last night, but I guess CELT is hosting like an event in Epping on the 21st or something. So
Well, big
maybe,
Trail Fest.
yeah, maybe that's not a great day because it might be
Okay.
in direct competition with the same people who would
Alright,
attend.
That's good to
Yeah,
know.
it's good to know.
And we're not seeing a ton of images roll through, so, get out there, take your pictures, and send them in to ccmedia@,
NewmarketNH.gov. Yeah.
Thank you.
Or you could also just tag the Conservation Commission Instagram page too.
Yep.
So that works.
Yep.
I'm wondering too, once school starts, both high school here in Newmarket, we could reach out to our teacher, Miss Blake,
Yeah.
to see if she could post something to her students, and then we could also let UNH people know. Certainly there's plenty of UNH students that live here in Newmarket
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
so I think we could get some other folks interested that way maybe.
We're
Alright.
still on for showing these things at the Stone Church. They know that that's coming up, so
Good.
that's just waiting.
Alright, that's good.
Yep, from, October 20th to November.
Could be lots of interesting people showing up at the Stone Church between now and then. Seems like you never know who's gonna be there. I put Shanda Park on there. I mean, the question, I guess the town council just wanted to confirm with us that we're interested in them being involved in the maintenance, but I think we did pass a resolution
We did,
saying we supported that. I don't know if there was anything, I tried reaching out to Steve, I know he's very busy, so
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything back from him, so.
Okay. I think that's the only thing is just the kind of the formality of just making
Yeah.
sure that town administrator is aware and everything.
Yeah.
But I know we did vote on it in meeting I think 2 months ago.
Yeah, yeah. So, but I also think that, getting the other committee involved and getting them seeing what's going on down there will hopefully that'll get, more people from the town interested in talking about it. I do think that, the more people we can get aware and talking about it, the better, the town might become more interested in it too, as
Yeah.
far as, I know that it's been used a lot this summer, and I haven't heard any issues of anything. I know the kayak race was great. I heard a lot of good positive feedback about that event, and then the concert concerts have been down there, and I think they've been well attended. So I don't think there's been any problems with using the park recently that I'm aware of. So that's good. Okay, Heron Point Gate. So some of you may have heard we've had a lot of problems with the Heron Point Gate being broken, and someone even trying to change the timer on it, I guess. So I was disappointed to hear that. Obviously, it's, we're trying to make this a user-friendly situation and still having all these problems. So I went ahead and reached out to the chief of police here in Newmarket to see if he had any advice for us, and he said we certainly could set up a trail camera and we could, monitor it. The only thing he said is that, we'd want to just do what we're doing right now, mention it in the public meeting. I mean, we could even vote on it to decide if we want to do that or not. He said, it's just, we want to make sure we're giving the public notice that that's what we want to do to try and, deter people from further damaging of the gate. That would be one suggestion. But I'm open if anyone has any other ideas about what we might do to keep people from vandalizing it, or if anyone in the public does.
Well, and to just add a little more detail to our facilities director kind of sent some images, and the actual gate bar has been broken off twice, which would take a lot of force, obviously, so somebody clearly broke that. It's been repaired twice. The most recent repair involves some 6-inch bolts that are driven through the post, so that should be enough to hold. That being said, if you were to put enough pressure, it could just tear everything out of the ground at this point, because it's
It's gonna be all or nothing.
yeah, it's very secure now. We did secure the timer, so that's all in a box and everything. So, but it sounds like through some trial and error and with recent repairs, it seems fairly sturdy. The disadvantage is that since we are using the old gate and the old wood, it's not. I mean, it's older. It's seen some days, so just be aware of that. And our facilities director too just wanted to make sure. I think we had approved some signage for down there, some new signage.
We did.
So just if we could get that up, and more importantly, probably get us some signage, some clearly marked signage that's very clear about the hours, just so it stands out. Because I know some of the old stuff was, we got a paper sign right there with, the dawn to dusk notification. So even if we could just get perhaps a reflective sign to put on the gate or something, so it's pretty clear that what hours is being used. So I think the signs could be a good, a cheaper fix, and just be nice to have those up. And then I think the trail camera might be the next step if things keep getting damaged.
Maybe some reminder signage down
Yeah.
inside, right?
Yeah.
By the trail
Yeah.
maps and
Yeah.
stuff.
Did they have an idea if it was being broken from the inside, like someone get on the wrong side of the gate and
Well,
tried
stuck
to
inside when the gate locked.
tried to break it?
So in terms of it swings in, so somebody had to push it in. So maybe somebody was trying to enter after hours, or maybe somebody didn't pull up to the pressure plate for it to open automatically, and they pulled it in so they could get out. So we're not exactly sure, but the pressure plate should work just fine for vehicles exiting. So yeah, it sounds like somebody was probably trying to go in after hours. Well, I don't necessarily know how. The first time they could have done it manually. The second time took quite a bit of effort. And now, with the 6-inch bolts, hopefully, it's a pretty clear indication that they shouldn't be getting in at that point. But yeah, so I'd just say just better signage, maybe some reflective signage, and get that up. That would just be my. That's kind of what the facilities director shared with me. On a positive note. There's been some volunteers that have done some cleanup work here and there, and a little touch-up work on some stuff on trails and whatnot. So it's nice to see people using the park and posting pictures, and just making it their own down there. So there's been some positive as well.
I don't remember, Sue. Did we appropriate any money to pay for signage down there?
If we did, it
what I'm wondering is if we should just, I have no exact
I don't think
idea
we
how
did.
much a sign would cost, but, if we could pass a resolution, maybe a craft resolution tonight that just said, spend up to this amount, and then I could just call Rick and say, you can spend up to this amount to go ahead and get a sign. I think he could do that for us, or Mike, could do that for us, one of the two. I think Mike's gotten most of the signs in,
Yeah, and I think when we discussed and kind of voted on it last time, it was going to be one that matched the blue signage that's
Yeah,
been going up
yeah.
all over town. So
Yeah.
that's good to replace the old sign at the gate entry, which is a little bit falling apart, a little bit mildewy. And then I think maybe 2 reflective signs, which would probably be Rick, right, for the reflective signage, just to say.
alright, I'll send an email to both of them. So one new sign that's replacing the I knew what you're referring to, that old sign that's kinda discolored.
Yes.
Yeah. And is that outside of the entrance to the estates there?
There's one that's already there that's been replaced. It's brand new. It looks great. And then the one by the actual gate is the one that needs to be replaced.
That's the one that needs to be replaced, okay.
To replace that one, and then the reflective sign. I think we just print those, if I'm not mistaken. So I think that would be an easy fix, just to
Okay.
say open dawn to dusk. And then maybe, yeah, it could be the police department's number if there's an issue, or it could also just say pull up to gate for it to open upon exit or something.
Okay. Alright, I'll reach out to Rick on that. Yeah, it's great that the people have taken upon themselves and voluntarily fix some of the bridges and things like that, so that's a good point to emphasize the positive, that there are a lot of people that care about it.
Did you ever find out who did that?
I tried to put out a message to a couple people on through the sanctuary page that had contacted me. I haven't heard yet.
Because there was some question whether it was the Boy Scout troop that got together or.
Yeah, there was rumblings that some Eagle Scouts wanted to do it,
Yeah.
and there was somebody else that had volunteered to do it. So I'm not sure, but I am trying to find out who did it.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah.
In the good way, not just who did it.
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
break the gateway.
Well, and it's far better. And the other thing that whoever put it in that was really nice was the old one was basically just for one person to walk over, but this one is handicap accessible with rails, so you can get a wheelchair over it. So definitely a huge improvement in taking into account getting everybody down there. So
It's nice.
We did, there was also an issue back, about a sign having been knocked down. I think it was at Piscasset Wasdale. Did we ever hear from the oil company and get them to pay for the new signage? Or did we never do the signage?
That sign,
Yeah.
I don't think they ever, we
So
ever
the
heard.
oil company never responded.
They never
to
responded.
damage, no. That was back in October.
I
that was
don't,
Piscasset though.
Well, it was the one.
It's a
just-
little sign, it's not the main,
Okay,
it's
yeah,
not
okay.
the new,
Well,
brand new
yeah.
one that we built,
He was
it's,
backing out of a home.
yeah,
Okay.
it's right there, sort of where all those driveways come together.
The reflective sign that has is a small one that has the arrow. Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, there isn't really another, I mean, it'd be nice if we could put a bigger sign there up on the roadside, but I don't know that we have that much space to put a sign like that.
I don't think there's that much because it's basically just a driveway, and then I think there'd be an issue too with how close we can get to the road because it's state
Wow.
road. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we certainly could be we wouldn't wanna be in the right of way
Yeah.
of that road.
Patrick, can I ask something? I don't know if I'm on the sign bandwagon here to a point of excess, but at Piscasset Loisel, there's so much poison ivy. Do you suppose it could be prudent, or do we just have to assume people in New England know what it looks like? And you know those small signs like at the traffic island that say this is brought to you by the Newmarket, Bloomin' Newmarket Garden, whatever, to have a couple of little signs saying, as you go off in that trail, like, you know, watch out or beware all ye who enter here, or whatever. It seems like it might be a good idea. The others don't have that kind of landscape that attracts it like this one does.
Yeah.
Or you just think it's New England, you get what you get.
No, I mean, I certainly we could. There's poison ivy almost at every site too, though. There's probably maybe not at Heron Point. I've never seen it there, but there's certainly poison ivy at everywhere else as well.
Yeah,
It's
it'll
kind of
be
it
more
is a
obvious.
universal thing.
Yeah, it's a New
across,
England thing, I guess.
Across our area, that there tends to be poison ivy.
I just feel badly. We're saying, get out there, run your dog around, and get out there and let your kid learn to walk here, and build
Yeah.
family dreams here.
Well, there's also the question of the split rail fence, which is chronically falling over there.
I was
Yeah,
gonna mention
that's
it.
bad, too.
I was down there last week and I spoke with Mr. Loisel and he asked for us to pay attention.
Yeah,
You know,
it's-
to see what we could do about it.
We've fixed that fence a lot of times, I know. It's just, I don't know if it's a split rail fence issue that they're just hard to maintain. The purpose of that fence, I'm not really sure. Like, is it really marking a boundary? Or is it just a aesthetic thing?
I would think it would be to contain any kind of traffic, the cars.
Yeah.
Cars
Oh,
going out
right.
into the field.
Yeah, otherwise you're just gonna go further. Somebody's gonna see a puddle and go farther to the left
Right.
of it than straddle it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm almost tempted to say maybe we should look at what is the best solution for that that will last a little bit longer than that fence, because that fence has been knocked over many times too by cars backing into it because it's pretty tight parking in there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if we could look at some different options. I mean, there's always asking the town to see if they can just place some large pieces of rock.
We'll put some
kind of-
boulders in.
Yeah, we could put rocks every couple feet so that the same thing, is that it's not as attractive as the split rail fence. Or we could look at granite posts, which might hold fencing a little bit better. The problem with those posts is the whole thing sometimes falls over, has fallen over.
Mhm.
And, I mean, we've fixed it I know I've gone out there with people and we fixed it a number of times and it just seems to continuously fall over.
I don't know, I would think that if the size of the lot is a concern,
Mm-hmm.
that, this sounds weird, but I would almost wanna leave the option for people to knock into the fence versus hit a boulder,
Right.
you know?
Another option that would take a lot of communication and cross-pollination with different departments, but it could be quite handsome just to build a simple earthen berm. So that way your car would really have to go like it to get where it wasn't supposed to be.
Oh, I see what you're saying, just drop some dirt in there
Yeah.
and make it.
Can we make it wider? Is there a reason why it's?
I'm pretty sure, yeah, that was part of the original agreement. We could go back and look, but that's my guess. I mean, with the family, that it was probably fairly well delineated exactly what the size of everything would be, because it actually, that front part has the most strict management plan of anything. I mean, as far as the fields get mowed regularly and everything, and I think it's kind of agreed upon what we do and don't do there. We can look and see if it's possible, but I would doubt it. But I'll step back over there, see if I can put it back together again. Short period
I
of
would
time.
do helping, going with you.
Yeah,
I'll do
okay.
that.
I'll let you know. I was probably gonna try and slip over there this weekend, maybe Saturday, Sunday. Cause usually we've been able to just put it back together and sort of hammer it in place a little bit here and there. Okay, that is all I had. Does anyone else have any other items? No? Okay. I'll make a motion to adjourn this meeting at 7:33.